Think you know everything about what makes a collectible valuable? Today, we're putting that to the test. This is a 10-question fact or fiction challenge. I'll give you a statement. You decide, is it fact or fiction? Keep track of your score. No Googling. Some of these questions fool even experienced collectors. Let's begin. Question 1. The older a collectible is, the more valuable it becomes. Fiction. Age alone doesn't determine value. Many antiques are old but common because they were produced in large numbers. Value comes from a combination of rarity, demand, condition, cultural significance. A collectible from 20 years ago with high demand can easily outperform something that's 200 years old but forgotten. Collectors pay for desirability, not just age. Question 2. Condition is one of the most important factors in a collectible's value. Fact. Condition is one of the biggest price drivers in the collectibles world. Two identical items can have huge price differences depending on where. Examples include mint condition trading cards, uncirculated coins, sealed toys or games. Professional grading companies even score items to verify condition. A single scratch, fold, or dent can reduce value dramatically. In collectibles, perfection is powerful. Question 3. If something is rare, it will always be valuable. Fiction. Rarity doesn't automatically equal value. Something can be extremely rare, but if nobody wants it, the price remains low. Collectors often say, demand creates value. For example, a rare promotional item nobody remembers may sell for less than a popular item that millions want. The real formula is rarity plus demand equals value. Without demand, rarity means very little. Question 4. Collectibles connected to famous people or historical events usually become more valuable. Fact. Items linked to famous figures gain value through something called provenance. Provenance means documented history or ownership. Examples include signed sports jerseys, movie props from famous films, items owned by historical figures. Collectors aren't just buying the object, they're buying the story behind it, and stories make collectibles far more desirable. Question 5. If a collectible is mass-produced, it can never become valuable. Fiction. Many famous collectibles were mass-produced originally. Examples include vintage comic books, early trading cards, classic video games. Millions may have existed at first, but over time, most were thrown away, damaged, lost. That leaves only a tiny number in good condition today, which creates rarity decades later. Sometimes today's common item becomes tomorrow's treasure. You're halfway through. How many have you gotten right so far? If you're at 5 out of 5, impressive. Most people miss at least 2 by now. Let's see how you finish. Question 6. Market demand and collector interest decide a collectible's value. Fact. Collectible markets behave just like other markets. Prices change based on popularity, trends, nostalgia, collector interest. If something becomes popular again, like vintage games or cards, prices can skyrocket. If demand fades, values can drop. In collectibles, the market decides the price. Question 7. Emotion and nostalgia can increase a collectible's value. Fact. Emotion plays a huge role in collecting. People often collect items that remind them of childhood, favorite movies, favorite games, important moments in life. This emotional connection drives demand. When thousands of collectors feel nostalgic about the same item, prices can rise quickly. Sometimes the most valuable collectibles are tied to memories, not just rarity. Question 8. Rarity always means the item is truly scarce. Fiction. Sometimes something is labeled rare, but that doesn't mean it's actually scarce. Manufacturers often create artificial rarity with limited editions, but if collectors aren't interested, the item may never gain value. True scarcity happens when few items survive. Collectors actively want them. Real rarity is proven by the market, not by marketing labels. Question 9. The current market price of a collectible is always accurate. Fiction. Collectible prices fluctuate constantly. Markets can be influenced by hype, speculation, trends, temporary demand spikes. Sometimes items are overpriced during hype cycles, then drop later. Other times, undervalued items rise years later. Collectors who understand market cycles often make the smartest decisions. This is the final question, and it surprises most people. Question 10. Many of the most valuable collectibles exist today because people didn't think to keep them. Fact. Some of the world's most valuable collectibles survived purely by accident. When something is seen as ordinary at the time, most people throw it away. Years later, only a handful remain. This is why items like early trading cards, vintage toys, first edition games, original comic books can become incredibly valuable. Their rarity happened naturally, not intentionally, and collectors today are constantly searching for those survivors. Fact. So, what was your final score? Comment your result below. If you scored 8 or higher, you know your stuff. If not, now you're smarter than before. Like and subscribe for next week's challenge. Because knowledge isn't about what you assume, it's about what you can prove. And if you love collectibles, explore my premium collection, where collectors connect, manage, and showcase their collections worldwide.